Hello my friends, welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. And as you can see by my hat, I am Tom. And it is Monday, July 23rd. And I'm trying something a little bit different today. I made a couple of videos which I will add to the middle of this. And then I will do a conclusion. So I shot a video this morning of our camp area and the river. And then I also shot a video of a glacier that I visited today. So we started out just a bit south of Dease Lake in a area called Tonga, and that's on the Cassiar Highway, Highway 37. And we got up, headed south, stopped for fuel, met a bunch of these crazy University of Texas bicyclists who are bicycling from Texas to Anchorage. So anything I do on the motorcycle just doesn't seem up to task to those folks. College students, young men and women, and I think they said there was about 70 of them. So south of there, we decided to take a side trip, and we just haven't done a lot of those on this. We always get focused on where we're going to be headed to, and we haven't done a lot of side trips, but we saw on the map, and someone actually told us, one of the construction workers, when we were waiting to go through the single lane traffic, mentioned that we should go to Stewart, Canada, and Hyder, Alaska. They're border towns next to each other. And it was a ways off the main road, like 30 or 40 miles. Well worth it. It was amazing. Nice little twisty road down there. Beautiful lake. There was a glacier on the Canada side. And then we get to the Alaska side. Hyder, Alaska. Really interesting town. We crossed the border and there's no US customs at all, which was kind of trippy to both of us as we went in. And the town has got some interesting buildings and interesting characters. And we went up this road to see the glacier, which I'll include the video in the middle of this. And then after that we stopped and had a little bit to eat, got out of there, and it's the hottest day that we've had for quite a while here. When we got out of Stewart, Alaska and back to the main road, it was pretty hot. And okay, yeah, Ken said it was 94 degrees. Anyway, it was putting me to sleep, and I didn't think I was gonna make it after we got through with that leg. I got some ice cream in me, and we kept going, and actually ended up knocking out a little bit more than 100 more miles. Well, I'd say about the last 80 miles of this journey has really changed. The landscape has changed. Still Canada, still trees, but a lot of agriculture and a lot more housing and that sort of stuff, whereas before we just go miles and miles and miles with just trees and pull-outs like every mile or two, easy to find a place to camp. So I'd been noticing for about the last 50 miles, like it's gonna be difficult to find a place to camp. And we stopped in Houston, Texas. Houston, Canada. Much nicer than Houston, Texas. I'm just teasing, I've never been to Houston, so I don't know. We looked up, we had a little bit of internet signal, so we looked up some places, but they were all quite a ways, and it was getting to be late. It's 10 p.m. right now. So we just did our usual. Got on the bikes and rode until we saw something interesting, and this is where we ended up at. We are off the highway. This looks like it's a old burned out something. Used to be I don't know what exactly, but it's abandoned, burned out buildings, bunch of trash and crap. But anyway, you can see the highway here. There's a semi going by, so I don't know what, we're off at a couple 100 yards, and we just kind of snuck in back here. And throwing the tents down. I didn't want to be on the road. Didn't want to be on the road so late because the animals are out at this time of night, And we're going progressively south, so we're actually getting some dark. It is 10 p.m. It's still kind of bright, you can tell, but there it is. So I'm going to set up my tent, and I'll include some videos in the middle, and tune in after those for the conclusion of this video.
So this is just a short walk away from where we camped last night. Nice little river here. And as you can see, it's not too far off the road. I'll walk you over to the camp here. But I could hear that river all night long. I kept thinking there was traffic or something. And then I also walked down to the river a little bit farther into the woods here. So there's the road. And in Canada, at least in this area, there's all kinds of these little places where you can pull off into the tree line and set up a camp. And it's kind of my favorite thing to do. I'd rather do this than spend $20 to put a tent down at a campground. Really all you're getting there is a picnic table maybe, and a pit toilet or whatever. So every night I do this is a little bit extra money in my pocket, I guess, and it adds to the adventure. So there you have it. I got up early this morning, started a little campfire. It's not too bad. It's pretty warm this morning. Well, I can see my breath, but and then this little road or whatever, logging path, continues down here. Now I saw what looked like possible bear activity down here, but I'm no nature expert, so I don't know if that's a fact or not. But you know, we're out here in the woods, and that's where bears live, so it's just part of the deal. Anyway, good morning.
All right, so we were traveling down the Cassiar Highway today, Highway 37, and we got to a spot on the road where it said Stewart/Hyder, Hyder, Alaska. So I think this is like the, I'll have to look on the map, but I'm pretty sure, I think it's like the southernmost part of Alaska that you can get to by road. And it was about 30 miles off the highway. So we decided, what the heck, let's take a little side tour. We don't do a lot of that. So we started down the road, and man, it was absolutely beautiful. Nice twisty, curvy mountain road with a beautiful lake. And then next thing we saw a glacier and all kinds of signs of bears. We didn't see any bears. And we went into the small town of Stewart, Alaska, and then Hyder was 2 miles away. So we crossed into Alaska, which is interesting because there's no customs on the US side. It looks like there is on the Canada side. So we just crossed in. It was unusual. Didn't have to show our passport. And we drive through the town. Very interesting little town. And we saw this sign for National Park and viewing area. So we started riding down that road. It eventually turned into a gravel road, and we went up this gravel road here. Let me show it to you. So this is about 17, 18 miles up the mountain. Just a regular old gravel road, nothing too fancy. But then once you get up here, we got this amazing glacier here. This is Salmon Glacier, it's called. It's absolutely breathtaking, beautiful. I'm gonna try not to fall off this edge here as I walk over here. Just amazing. On the drive up here, I saw a marmot on the side of the road. That's kind of interesting. And hopefully the video picks this up, but the blue colors And then the ice field goes all the way down here. We saw it as it's coming up the mountain. Yeah, so this is Hyder, Alaska. And just absolutely amazing. So there's a little bit of sightseeing from the ride today. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Let me know if you like that format. I figured I'd try to include a little bit of what's going on during the day instead of just giving a recap at the end of it, because all you're seeing is my campsite and hearing what happened during the day, which may be interesting, and I certainly enjoy recapping it because it helps me remember. Our days are kind of running into each other. We forget what day it is. Like I said, got the tent set up here, got the dinner, gotta cook it up. No, that's not Purina. So we're losing light here. Puritan meatball stew, yummy. Let's see, today we saw one bear, lots of bear crap. I'm surprised we didn't see more bears. There was a lot of bear activity, you could say. And we saw a red fox jumping on the side of the road. That was kind of cool. And I saw a deer with some velvet on his antlers. And that's about it for the... Oh, I did see a marmot as well, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I'd ever seen one of them before, but I saw it and then talked to one of the rangers there in Hyder, Alaska, and that's what he said it was, so that's kind of cool. But I'm gonna get going here so I can cook up my meatball stew, get a little bit of sleep, and get away from these mosquitoes, which they're getting kind of thick right now. So, get out there and find your adventure. Adios.